the body remembers that moment when we were too much to be loved. So, I mean, this is part 3 of shame and me working through shame. And I'm not a coach. I'm on here showing these in different parts because I don't script or use, I have notes, but I don't use this is me. I'm showing up authentically in my healing journey because I don't think it should be something we have to pay for, that it's a luxury. It's a rite of passage. So, shame. We often get shamed for being too much when we are just being ourselves. And what I'm doing is I'm working back to that moment, trying to remember that core memory where I was shamed for the first time. And I may not be able to obtain that. We're not always able to obtain that first moment where we felt shame. But what I will do is I'll lay in a somatic meditation where I'm going to try and tap back into that first moment I felt shame. I know what shame feels like in my body now, so I'm able to kind of rewind time and go, was it here? Was it when this happened, based off of memories? But trying to go within the body to figure out what it felt like. And then as soon as I feel that shame, for me, like I said, it's a little feeling, but it's big. And it gets very scary very fast. And I feel threatened. And I feel my body's going to go into fight or flight. So it's entering that state. So one of the biggest things I'm going to do is to calm myself by breathing, reassuring myself that I'm okay. I am, after all, igniting an emotion in my body that wouldn't be happening if I weren't trying to dig it up. So somatic practice goes that way. And then I'm going to run through my inner dialogue at that time. So what was I thinking in my head that first time I felt shame? I'm going to speak directly to my little me. I'm going to be super honest with Tina, and I'm going to say, hey, you're feeling really overwhelmed and like you're too much, but you didn't do anything wrong. You're acting from a place of true self and authenticity. All you need to do is explain a little bit more, or perhaps all you need to do is give yourself some soothing comfort and say, this doesn't need to change who you are. This is just learning. There's many things you can say. I'm just ad-libbing there what feels right, literally in the moment here. But at the end of the day, we're only trying to belong in that moment. And we want to try and go back and nurture that little one who didn't feel like they belonged, who felt like their security was threatened and that they were not going to get the love they deserve and need. Now you're going to do an embodiment repair kind of thing. So you're going to reconnect to that moment as well, stay in that moment. This is all happening quickly. I'm just stepping you through it. And you're going to offer yourself safety and warmth. And you're going to let yourself know that you are loved. You're loved by yourself always, but as children and even as young adults, we outsource for love if we never learned how to love ourselves. And this is part of the biggest journey, I think, for most humans is self-love. Especially in today's day. So this is something you can also enact in your life now. So to bring this embodiment of authenticity and being who you are and not feeling shame for things that aren't wrong, there's obviously shame for things that are wrong, but values and morals come into play for sure here. But when you haven't done anything wrong and you were shamed for having a big emotion is usually what it's about. You were having big, sad, angry moments, and then all of a sudden you were told not to. Well, now you're going to shut that down and not let that emotion show again. And if you do, it's going to be muted. And if you do, it's going to be shunned again. So you're probably going to mute it again, and so on and so forth. So this is how you start to tear down your authenticity. But it is important to feel through emotions. It is important to actually have those emotions. And every time you bury them down or shrink them, they're storing in your body, which is a whole nother level of also not great for us. So yes, as you engage in realizing that there was big emotions in behind some of these things you were shamed for, you're going to find ways to express them. You're going to find ways to get them out, whether that be if you didn't find them as a child, it could be in the arts, it could be in the physical fitness realm, it could be in the speaking realm and talking realm. It could be in just little rituals that make you feel safe when you experience shame that you take yourself into through meditation and these sort of internal practices. And also you're going to try and reconnect. You're going to try and make friendships and connections where you get to show up authentically. And if you're one of those people who has a whack load of people around you that you don't feel authentic around, and this is happening because you're shifting or something shifted or they shifted, who knows? You got to find someone to rely on for your own beautiful connections and practice feeling pride in that true, authentic person that you are, and erase shame from your neuroplasticity because it's not serving you. And ultimately, if you're sitting in a place of shame, you're hiding your authentic self and you're not operating at your highest frequency, which I think is happiness. So yeah, that's all of, if you're wondering why I'm doing parts, I think I said it already, but it's because it's all like, I can look at my notes here, but it's all coming from my soul. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.